So this is how to make drilled hose. Drilled hose is basically fire hose turned into a sprinkler. Turned into like a soaker hose type of thing, but it doesn't seep like a weeping line or anything like that. It actually sprays. It's like the garden hose, flat garden hoses that have the little thing that sprays out, right?
Yeah.
Just like that. And we use it in structure protection. A really good way to sprinkler a structure where you prep the hose for it, and then you take 1-inch electrical hangers, you screw it to the side of the building, and you turn the hose so it's spraying against the building. It makes the building wet, and it runs down. It's very effective. So the trick for drilled hose is, and I don't have my drill with me, and I don't have a drill bit, but I have a piece that I've already drilled, so we'll use it as an example. In this case, what we've done is, I know that from just about the edge to about this line is 18 inches according to my tape measure here. So that's my jig. I don't want to start it right at the edge. I always start it in a little bit. So what do we do? That we did about 8 inches. Yeah. You start 8 inches in, whatever, doesn't matter, not critical. But you take your hose, you pinch it so that it's round, because you only want to drill a hole through one side. You have cordless drill with a 1/8 inch drill bit, and you drill a hole through one side. I usually do the side with the line on it when I have hose that has line on it, and I just consistently always do that. It makes it a little easier to figure out later. Okay, and then I want to drill a hole every 18 inches, hence the reason I have this jig, and in this case I'm actually backwards. So I drilled the hole, I circled it, that was my starting point. I move it like that, and I would drill my next hole right here. And for whatever reason, apparently we didn't actually mark the holes in this. That was dumb of us. Anyway, you don't have to mark the holes, but I got it started, so I drill another hole right here, pinch the hose, pop another hole in there. Ah, there it is. There's the first actual hole. Somebody just drew a circle. Okay, so I drill my hole right there. I got a wet spot. Okay, I move that to the end where I can see it, and right here at my line I would drill another hole. There should be one in here somewhere, but they might have missed it. I don't know, they're really hard to see. There's one right there. This one might have missed one. Okay, pop it open, drill a hole in it. In theory, pop it open. God, the spacing is just not right on this one. Anyway, that's the concept. Pop it open, drill a hole in one side and one side only. When I'm done with that, I roll my hose back up and I do three things. Okay, the first thing you'll notice, so get it rolled back up here, is it's rolled backwards. So instead of having the female end out, I have the male end out. That's so that if somebody grabs it, they don't grab it and try and hook it up like a regular lat or something like this. This is not a regular lat. It no longer should be run at high pressure. I put a bunch of holes in it, for crying out loud. Okay, the next other piece that we do with it is we mark the ends with X's so that everybody can see that something's wrong with this piece of hose, like it has holes in it, and we write drilled on it with X's so that everybody can see this is drilled hose, not firefighting hose. And that's how to make drilled hose. Make your drilled hose out of synthetic, because synthetic will leak. You'll get little springy holes and it'll leak out of it. Cotton jacket will burst. We should probably do one and demo it, but I don't have any cotton jacket anymore, so I'm not sure where I'll find it. And I don't know, one thing that might work really well is like even like a hard rubber hose might work just fine. hydraulic effect. You get about 10 gallons a minute out of drilled hose. You can hook about 2 of them together. If you have a higher pressure system, like you're running off a Mark III, you can hook 3 of them together because you can shove about 30 gallons a minute down there. 2 hooked together is about all you ever want to do, though. Most of the time, those systems are run at fairly low pressure and commonly off like a little Honda pressure pump, volume pump type of combo thing. So I like to just make a habit of running 2 at a time, or no more than 2 at a time. Singles are great. If it's a single lateral line that runs up and around a building, that's perfect. And they like, yeah, they're pretty open. Anything from 50 to 100 PSI works pretty well. We do it with inch, mostly because 1-inch electrical hangers are pretty common and easy to find, and then you can hang them that way. We were playing around with an experiment doing it with 1.5 inches. The thing with 1.5 inches is you can run a lot more pieces together because of the carrying capacity of the water in 1.5 inch hose, but adding lots of pieces together is rarely what we need when we're doing structure protection with them. Now, if we were going to try and use it as like a sprinkler system to pre-treat a piece of ground, that in theory might work pretty well, but we haven't ever tested it to really give it a go yet. So yeah, that's what I know. Questions? Thoughts?
Good.
It's a pretty cool structure protection system.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, and I have some videos of it in action. So
I can see that way easier than fooling with the fucking sprinklers getting up on top and shit like that.
Well, and really, most of us are not qualified to be on a roof.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
And this is something I can throw over the top of the building. We did that at Big Summit for most of it. The one building we had to go on top of, so we had to select a few people who were qualified to go on a roof. You can make it more organized if you can go up there, but really we're not even supposed to be on a ladder over 6 feet.
Right.
Without fall protection, so yeah.